In September 2024, the Anti-Money Laundering and Counter-Terrorism Financing Amendment Bill 2024 was introduced before the House of Representatives in Australia. This bill aims to overhaul Australia's anti-money laundering or AML and counter-terrorism financing or CTF regime. Among its various reforms, the bill expands the AML CTF regime to a new category of entities known as Tranche Two Entities. In this video, we will explore who these Tranche Two entities are and discuss the implications of their inclusion in the AML CTF regulatory regime through the bill. Let us first discuss the various services that form part of the Tranche Two entities. Tranche Two entities are those services that the Anti-Money Laundering and Counter-Terrorism Financing Amendment Bill 2024 seeks to include in the AML CTF regulatory regime of Australia. Schedule 3 of the bill amends the Anti-Money Laundering and Counter-Terrorism Financing Act 2006 to expand the list of designated services and include the following Tranche Two entities: real estate professionals, dealers in precious metals and precious stones, professional service providers such as lawyers, conveyancers, accountants, and trust and company service providers. These services were assessed as medium to high risk for money laundering vulnerabilities in AUSTRAC's Money Laundering in Australia National Risk Assessment 2024. Therefore, the bill seeks to regulate the Tranche Two entities to improve the effectiveness of Australia's AML CTF regulatory regime. Now, let us discuss the implications of Tranche Two entities being included in the AML CTF regulatory regime of Australia. After the inclusion of Tranche Two entities under Australia's AML CTF regulatory regime, these entities would be required to adhere to AML CTF obligations as provided under the amended AML CTF laws. These obligations include the following. Enrolling with AUSTRAC. As provided in the bill, entities would be required to enrol with AUSTRAC, Australia's Financial Intelligence Unit, which allows them to fulfill their regulatory reporting obligations online. Conducting MLTFPF risk assessment, entities would need to assess the money laundering, terrorism financing, and proliferation financing risks the entities may reasonably face during the course of their operations. Adopting risk mitigation measures, entities would be mandated to adopt adequate risk mitigation measures in accordance with their MLTFPF risk assessment. These measures should be reflected in their internal AML CTF program. Adopting group-wide risk management measures, entities would be required to designate a lead entity that is responsible for the AML CTF compliance of the entire group of entities and its members, ensuring group-level compliance. Adopting customer due diligence measures. This includes conducting Know Your Customer, KYC, politically exposed persons, PEP, screening, sanctions screening, ongoing customer due diligence, enhanced customer due diligence, and so on. Transaction monitoring. Entities would be required to monitor transactions to detect money laundering, terrorism financing, and proliferation financing risks and report suspicious transactions. Regulatory reporting. Entities would be required to report certain transactions and activities to AUSTRAC. These reports include the Suspicious Matter Report, Threshold Transaction Report, and other such reports. Record keeping. Entities are mandated to securely store records related to their AML CTF compliance, such as Know Your Customer documents, MLTFPF risk assessment documents, etc. These AML CTF obligations would apply to Tranche Two entities in 2026 after the bill is brought into force. In this video, we have discussed who Tranche Two entities are and the implications of their being regulated under Australia's AML CTF regulations. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for more AML-related videos.